Alan made some great points about separating yourself. And what I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, public relations, social media, will help you do that. But whatever you do, think about thought leadership. You made a great point. The average consumer of legal services doesn't fully understand everything that you people do. And so if you could give advice and send out information regularly that shows your thought leadership, maybe you're commenting on a court decision or new regulations, give them something to think about that you really know your stuff. That's going to help you, whether you do it through social media, traditional media, or the marketing tools that Alan can tell you about. And now you don't have newspapers, you have online newspapers, and you have 24/7 news cycle around the world. There's no local stories anymore. A story in the Bergen Record here gets seen by people overseas. And then it might get picked up by a wire service if it's a big story. But one tip I would give you when talking to the media is to keep it simple, particularly today. Don't use any legalese, don't use acronyms, never say no comment. Assume that any conversation you have with a reporter is on the record. This is very important. A reporter calls you about a client, about a case, always return the phone call, because even if because of attorney-client privilege, you can't talk about it, you can tell the reporter, thank you for your call, but I can't talk about this because of attorney-client privilege. Try to get an understanding of what they're covering or what they're looking for. If you're talking to somebody who covers the courthouses, they're going to understand litigation. They're going to understand the legal process, at least we hope. You might be dealing very often with a general assignment reporter whose editor says, go out and cover that case, go out and cover that trial. Anybody answering your phone knows that the media may sometimes call. And so if you have a receptionist who doesn't know how to direct a call, that reporter could be left in voicemail. So it's very important, this is especially true if you're involved in some high-stakes litigation or high-profile matter, to make sure that your calls and emails are monitored for those reporters and that you do get back to them. The media as a whole, they're all under tremendous stress today because they're being asked to do much more with less, and they are expected to update their stories 2 or 3 times a day. So every reporter today is like a wire service reporter. I'm going to talk for a moment about litigation communications. Plaintiffs' attorneys have always gotten out in front of the media to plead their case in court of public opinion. What's changed is that defense attorneys are now getting smarter about that as well, and they're leveling the playing field. So they're getting out there and positioning their case before a trial as well, and doing a much better job at defending their point of view and defending their clients in the media, rather than just saying, oh, we'll argue that in court or we'll wait till we get to court. Of course, for the client, that could mean years before their reputation, their name gets cleared. So it's really important as an advocate for your clients to think about public relations, to think about how you can represent them in the court of public opinion, which for them may be more important than the outcome of any trial.